Okay, this is video 9, but it's video 2 of two-point perspective. So if you remember on the last video, we were just establishing two-point perspective. There are two vanishing points. We only this time use vertical lines. There are no horizontal lines in this one. And then any depth lines must go back to either vanishing point 1, vanishing point 2, or they go back to both on here. So this video is just going to look at opening up the sides. We did this with 1-point perspective. So all you need to do is we just need to decide which side we're going to open. So to make that clear, we're just going to hatch an area which is solid. So if I just say that this is solid and this one is solid, if I make one a bit more difficult on this one, make this one solid on this side. This one, we're going to make this side solid, and I'm going to make this side solid on the side. So if I want to look into this one on the side, I'm going to do this in red pen so you can see. Remember, I can only use these two types of lines. I'm going to start with, I should be able to see this corner here. So we'll start with a vertical line going upwards. Now really, that should then track up somewhere in here if I do that dashed. And then if I use this corner here, line that up with the vanishing point, that would come across in this point here, touch on this side here. If I use the other vanishing point, that then should line up with this corner, and now dash that across here. So obviously all of this area, which is in the hatched area, you cannot, or the hatched area, you cannot see. So really all we need to do is mark in this one vertical line, which gives the illusion or the impression that you can go inside that box. Okay, so that's an easy one, it just needs one vertical line. This one on this side might be slightly more difficult. It means I should be able to see inside the box from this side, which means I'm using this corner, which I've coloured in red. If I use vanishing point 2, if I line up vanishing point 2 and draw a diagonal line using vanishing point 2 across here, but it's how far in I need to go. So for that, I need to use this corner here, and this will then track with a vertical line coming down. As soon as it hits that corner, with a bit of luck then, I need some kind of diagonal line here, which means I need to use this corner, and I'm going to use vanishing point 1 on this side, so you can see on here, and then it should, if I'm a bit more accurate, line up with vanishing point 1, and it should track across, and then they'll cross over to give the impression you can go inside that cuboid. And then finally this one, which is a bit more tricky, it means I need to use both of these here on the side. So I'm going to use these, I'm going to use vanishing point 2. I know the lines have got to go in to here to give the impression you can go into the cuboid. So if I use vanishing point 2 and that corner, draw a faint line in. And the same here, if I just alter the angle, vanishing point 2, draw that line in. But again, I'm unsure about how far that needs to go in. So what I need to do is I'm going to use this corner over here and then just project a faint line across to vanishing point 1. On this side, I'm going to draw a faint line across to vanishing point 1 on this side. Now you can see here then they're not quite meeting, so what I need to do is just continue those lines across. So eventually they're going to hit about here, which is actually behind this board. And the same with this one, if I just continue them, so if I continue that across to vanishing point 2, they cross over about here, which then would then draw with a vertical line. So the actual inside back panel you cannot see because it's in the hatched area. So this one I'd actually just get away with these two diagonal lines going back to VP2 to give the impression you can go in. Okay, so remember there's only two types of lines you can use. You got your vertical lines and a diagonal line which either goes to VP1, VP2 or both. So try and use your corners to plot the position of the lines.